So Goonew was laid to rest, quote unquote, and put on display in a nightclub. And Will was actually thrown under the bus by his wife. So let's go ahead and get into this, okay?
It's Block Lounge Entertainment, and the time is right with T-Pre.
Well, grand rising, everyone. I hope everybody is doing as great as me today. Shout out to all of you guys. I appreciate everybody who has been definitely participating with the show, always tuning in, kind of coming and checking me out and stuff. As I stated before, I do got some great projects going up. Now that I've got a hold of all of the players in the game, I am now going to be emailing everyone today who I had reached out to regarding the sector wars. I will be emailing you guys today to send you guys that information now that I've got everybody's info. And just kind of break that down and give you guys what I'm going to need from you. So you guys can be looking forward to the sector awards coming up very, very soon. Also, the ladies' night panel will be on Thursday night. I am inviting many of the ladies in the sector to this panel. And I really think that it would be great to have folks around and just talk about some positive things about Black men or just positive things about the men in our lives altogether. They don't have to be a Black man. Everybody's not married to a Black man. But definitely, I think that having these conversations is important. And putting that out there because women don't just hate all men, just because one man might have messed up or one man might have said something that was, disrespectful. We can move on. And, we just always, we just want to put on display the good men and the understanding that there are good men and there's mostly good men. And so we wanted to talk about that. So we'll be doing that on Thursday and probably making that more of a regular type of subject. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into this stuff for today. Shout out to you guys for being in the clouds. Money to burn. Hey, I appreciate you being in the building. I know it's early over there. But yeah, I actually started a little bit late today on the morning show. So thank goodness you were able to get in. I'm glad you were. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this today. So, hey, the beautiful Bernice, I appreciate you also being in here today. Thank you for coming in, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. Hopefully, you can come to the panel. So let's go ahead and get into these quick trending topics. Now, this guy Goonew, he is about 24 years of age, lived in the Maryland, D.C. area, and he was an up and coming rapper. And yeah, he wanted to get his family out of the hood and just kind of that same kind of story that we hear from some rappers, these young rappers who are still involved in street stuff, or they are involved with people who are involved with street stuff, and then something ends up happening to them. It could be out of hate, it could be out of various things, we don't know, but ultimately this young man's life was gunned down. Okay. And in being gunned down, his fans and friends and family had his body on display at a nightclub. Okay, now the nightclub actually has come under fire. There's a lot of people that have been complaining about this, like why did this happen? And the nightclub allegedly is saying that they knew nothing about it, which I find very strange, and I don't think that's true. I think they had to have known about it because number one, the body couldn't. You can't just go and pick up a body and go put it on display. You actually have to go through a undertaker, like go through a coroner, to get this done. It's not just somebody, you're just able to just run down and grab your grandparents' body and just throw them throw them on the stage. You know what I'm saying? There has to be clearance for that. And also it's usually done in a different type of setting. So I've heard of this before. It's not like I haven't heard this before. I think a couple people probably have heard of this, where they've had funerals in the past few years, like, maybe about, I think the first time I heard about something like this was probably within the past 10 years for sure. And I don't think it was even 10 years. But yeah, the first time I heard about this was a guy who was being put on display at his funeral, and he was sitting behind like a he was sitting at the drum set because he was a drummer, well, his life. So they had him at the drum set. And then there was another guy who was sitting on a throne, and he had like liquor in his hand. And so I've seen this kind of stuff before. This is not something that I haven't seen. Okay, you said, yeah, it's very common in Latin cultures. I call it human taxidermy. Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like, right? That they had him on display like that. To me, I don't know if I see anything wrong with it per se. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I've seen it before. Um, there was another lady I saw. She was like sitting at a card table and she was playing cards. It looked like she was playing cards and stuff. It just looks like to me it's a tribute to their life and what they were doing in life. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was just, it's usually done in a controlled setting. You know what I mean? Like usually with the undertakers there, you know what I'm saying? The coroners there or whatever. It could possibly be that they were there. We just don't know about that because they weren't showing pictures of them. Um, or whatever. But it was a little bit strange for it to be in a nightclub. I must say that. I don't understand why they couldn't just have like a hall or something, have him there, um, and then people come and view the body or whatever. I don't know, but it wasn't up to me. That's his family. Apparently, they put that together. You know what I'm saying? And um, it's just sad. It's sad first of all that he was killed at 24 years old. And all he's trying to do is get his family out of there. But at the same time, hey, this is what happened, and it's unfortunate for him, and it's really unfortunate for his family. But yeah, like I said, I have seen this before. It's not like this is something new. It's just to see it at a nightclub is definitely new. And then they had his eyes like open and stuff too. Like what I saw before, I've seen it where they've had the people propped up, like at the like the guy that was at the drums and stuff like that, the lady that was sitting in the chair at the card table. All of that, they had sunglasses on their eyes. Their eyes weren't just on display too. This guy's eyes were open too. Like that was really, really nuts. I mean, it was really nuts. And then if you look closely at the picture, you can tell this man is dead. I mean, you can definitely tell. It does not look like it was, like he was real life or like it was a hologram or something. It probably would have been better if it was just a hologram, right? But no, I didn't turn out like that. You said I saw a guy on a motorcycle. Oh, wow. That's crazy. That's real crazy. Beautiful Bernice, you said, yes, I actually went to one. Guy was at a table playing cards. It was strange, but it made the family happy. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what it is. Just giving the family peace and kind of, they don't want to let go of their loved one. You know what I'm saying? So seeing them still there, life size, I guess it's a comfort. I know a girlfriend of mine, her husband died last year, and she still has a life size picture of him in the living room. And it's fine. It's understandable. I don't know if she'll ever take it down, but it is what it is. And people deal with death in different ways. You said, I agree, wouldn't be my choice, but if his hobby was clubbing, then he was where he was supposed to be. Yeah, I think that's what the idea of it was. I guess maybe he just was always in the club, and so they wanted to put him in that kind of setting. But it wouldn't be for me. I want my kids to bury me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, y'all, and put me in a box. Like, it ain't got to be. Yeah, I don't want y'all putting me in this. Like, don't put me on a YouTube channel. Don't prop me up in front of a computer and shit, Hey, do it thou wilt. I appreciate you coming up in here today. You said at least he was fresh to death. Yo, jokes too soon. Jokes too soon. Right, beautiful Bernice. He said, yeah, that's a bit much, a club. Yeah, I thought it was like a little bit over the top with it being at a club. Like, why Why couldn't it be at a hall or something? But hey, it's their family, it's their choice. I don't know. And people grieve the way that they want. So I don't know, but yeah, I found it to be a little strange, and obviously everybody on the internet finds it to be strange too. But there's some people that are, objective about it, and I think I'm trying to be as objective as possible, and just say, you know what, maybe this was just his family's way of really dealing with this. You know what I mean? Who knows? He could have brothers or somebody that was always hanging out with him. They were always at the club together. He was 24 years old. So it makes sense, for him, I guess. But I wonder if this is now going to become a trend where everybody dies and, they want to be displayed at a concert or displayed at a club, or I don't know, right? It's crazy. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. You said, I know that mess looked freaky. I know it did too. Word. Shout out to Propane. I appreciate you being here today. You said, this is why I want to be cremated. Don't do any weirdo shit like this to me. Okay? Yeah, like, I mean, I'm only going to be dead anyway. Hey, Muslim, I appreciate you coming in here today. You said, Propane. You say, black folks love being over the top. And do. We always got to do extra. Always got to do extra. Yeah. You said, hey, Muslim. You said, life in general is strange. It is. It is. That's crazy, right? All right, y'all. Let's get into this Will and Jada shit, okay? So allegedly, Jada is blaming Will for this. She's like throwing him under the bus and saying, like she she's saying that he acted on his own, okay, and that this had nothing to do with her. That this was his insecurities, this was his issue, and that's crazy because clearly he was acting because of, well, I think he was acting out of insecurity. I'm not going to say he wasn't, but I think the insecurity is not helped, from his wife. I think a lot of that insecurity comes from their marriage and how the structure of their marriage has been. Now, we can't just blame Jada for that, okay? Because Will has been a cheater too. He has been messing around with definitely women and allegedly men. And so I don't know how true that is, but shout out to Sean Davy Way. I know that he put some information out about that. So you guys go ahead and check out his channel. But either way, Will Smith has not been innocent in his marriage. And, he's definitely can't just talk about Jada and her entanglements. Or maybe her entanglements have been more open, been out in the public for some reason. But yeah, Will is definitely not innocent in his marriage either. So yeah, she said that he acted on his own. That wasn't anything that she would have prompted him to do. She would have wanted him to do. And I think that's all coming from just backlash because nobody cares, to have her back. Well, a lot of people don't care to have her back in this situation. A lot of people are saying, hey, this is the kind of woman that'll get your man killed. And I agree. This is the kind of woman that'll have a man locked up. I agree. And so forth. But at the same time, it's a kind of a catch-22 because this is a man who we expect as a black man to support and protect his wife, but then there's a fine line. I wouldn't want my man. I love him to protect me and stuff like that, but he ain't got to be barbaric and be out here proving shit to niggas because it's not that serious. I already know what you are. You know what I mean? You don't have to prove anything to anybody else. So, but maybe he was just fed up. Who knows? Because according to him, that's what he's saying. He was kind of tired of it. This has been going on for some time. It's been going on for some years. But no, I think it was much deeper than that. It was definitely staged, but it was two-factor. I did some tarot reading. I did a tarot reading on it. That's how I know. But it was definitely staged, but it was two-factor staging. So there was originally supposed to be something spectacular or something that would catch the eye of the people at the Oscars. Will was in on that. There were some powers that be that were also in on that. However, it was nothing ever agreed upon. Okay. So like he never talked to Chris about this. They never talked to Chris about the Chris was not aware of this. He knew there may be something, but he didn't think it would be that. So yes, it was staged, and no, it wasn't. Like Will knew he was gonna go and do something crazy. And he chose that moment and he chose that time. The powers that be were not behind that particular move. And but they knew he was going to do something. Like they wanted something to happen, but there was nothing ever agreed upon. Nobody ever came to a conclusion about it or anything like that. So that's kind of what happened in this situation. And yeah, so it's not that I really think that Will just fucked up, basically. Okay. He messed up all the way around. He let his emotions get in the way. He let his feelings get in the way. And that's unfortunate. And now Jada took a lot of heat for it. And she's like, fuck that. I'm not taking your heat for you. You gonna go ahead and take this because now I'm being blamed for your shit. I think she could have possibly done something. I don't know. I don't know. It kind of happened so fast. And then she, there was so many angles that showed different things. I don't know if she even comprehended what was happening. But I don't think that she was in on it. I could say that. The cards did not indicate that. I didn't ask. But the cards did indicate that he was aware of what he was doing. He knew it was going to be something that was planned, but he hadn't consulted with the people he was planning with and telling them that he was actually going to do that. And that's kind of what happened here. So, yeah, and it had everything to do with his feelings towards his wife. It had everything to do with him trying to be the hero, trying not to look like the simp, trying not to look like the fuck nigga. That's basically what he was trying to do, trying to save face and trying to look like he was, that tough guy. That's what that was all about. But yeah, she's not taking that. And she's like, nah, I ain't had nothing to do with it. And that's just that. Bernice says, hey to propane. You say, black folks love me. Oh, yeah, I read that part. And you said, hey, Muslim, propane, Oak Lane. Yep, it is. Hey, money to burn. You said, I'm still trying to figure out how you get a fade with alopecia. So that was a very good point that a couple of people had brought up. I actually had a family member that had alopecia too, and there was no fade. It was actually like no hair in that spot, okay, at all. Now they did do there was a remedy I had given him. I forgot what it is now, but it was a remedy I had given him. It was certain oils, and they had started putting that on their head, and their hair did start growing back, but they also had other things that they had to do too, because alopecia is allegedly it is a condition that also is brought on by a chemical reaction in your body to stress. Okay, so it could be something that's going on. It could be a death. It could be anything that happened, but it's a chemical reaction to stress in your life. Okay, so there may be something that you have to change. There may be some lifestyle changes you have to make and different things like that, some diet changes along with the oil. So there was some stuff that I did with that family member, and now they don't have that problem. So it did kind of grow back into kind of a fade, but she has a perfect fade. Okay. She got a perfect fade, beautiful Bernice, and I don't know what's up with that. I don't know. You said right, Bernice. That's sus to me. Yeah. You know who made me see that way was Carrie Ann. She had a show about that. She said she don't think she had alopecia, and she mentioned why. So she was the first place that I saw that, and then I actually started looking into it more, and I asked a family member, and so forth. And yeah, I don't know about that alopecia thing either. I don't know. You said Will messed up with 6 degrees of separation. That was an image change move. Yeah. Yep. You said, hey, Dr. Nikki. Dr. Nikki, I appreciate you coming in here today. You said, propane, get your ass out of here. Everybody saying, hey to Dr. Nikki. You said, don't come in here speaking to the women and shit. At Money to Burn, time me out for 300 seconds. And Bernice, she says hi to Bernice. Says hello to Dr. Nikki. Typo burn. And money to burn. You said nope, propane Oak Lane. We just gonna beat you up. That's right. We're gonna jump in there. Women's protection. He said, got him. Rat-a-tat-tat. Take that. Take that. Take that. Y'all crazy. Hey, Germ on the board. I appreciate you coming in here this morning. I'm not going to be long on here, guys. I actually got to work in a little bit, so I'm about to get off of here. You said, don't you ever disrespect my Christian greetings, Ninja. He said, all right now, Germ, I'm watching you. That's right. That's right. What it do, Germ? Appreciate you being in here. Guys, I am going to go ahead and get out of here, but I just wanted to touch base with you guys, give you guys a quick morning show. I may not be doing this every day now, since we have cleaned up quite a bit of stuff. I don't think I really need to be going live like this as much. But, you know, as things need to be cleaned up, we will. But we're definitely going to continue with the Thursday show. We're going to be doing the sector awards. Like I said, I'll be sending that information out today to the new team. And also, I am going to be getting back to my spiritual readings, guys. Finally, I can get back to my tarot readings. I can get back to my Crystal 101s, and I can get back to my oracle readings, weekly oracles. So I will be doing that again. We'll be starting that up on Sunday. I'm going to be doing the weekly oracle, the the tarot, the weekly oracle readings, some tarot readings, because I might do celebrity tarot still, as well as doing the Crystal 101s. Okay, I'm really looking forward to that because that is my thing. I really love doing that. I really love, you know, helping and giving back to the community, and that is something that I use to do so. Okay, is spiritual guidance. So truly appreciate you guys again for being in the building. Keisha Harris, I appreciate you. You said maybe she is using a product to help her hair growth. I hear others say she may be in a partner with a company to push it. Yeah, that's possible too. I had heard that too, that maybe that's why she had mentioned the whole alopecia thing. It's possible. But yeah, she has a perfect fade. Perfect. You said, have a good day, Miss T Pre and Loungers. Glad I finally caught a morning show. I'm glad you did too. Okay, Bernice, I'm glad you like to hear that. All right, guys, I am going to get out of here, and I really do appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go ahead and get myself ready for the job today. But I'll be checking you guys out. I'll be in the background. All right, guys. Peace. Thank you for watching.